unusual person, but I've got to speak to you. What I actually wanted to do is I wanted to show you a bit of a PowerPoint display, but I had troubles without a USB connection. So I'll start with this one. I'll start with my sizzling start, and then I'll do some thank yous. This is a photo that I took probably about 4 years ago when I was over in Czech Republic. It's over in Prague, and it's the capital city. And this is a photo of the oldest working clock on the planet. It's over 600 years old. It works mechanically. Not only does it measure the time, it measures the moon, it measures the seasons, it tells you what month it's in. If you look closely at it, it's all there and does all those different things. Fantastic photo, isn't it? Yes. Lots and lots of beautiful, vibrant colours, aren't there? Like to thank Clinton, because Clinton said to me the other day, could I get a photo organised for him? And I said, yes, I will. I said to him, Clinton, do you want a canvas done or do you want an acrylic done? And he said, I'll go canvas. As he was walking out of my apartment, I turned and showed him a couple of the acrylics that are hanging on my wall. You can imagine, I've got a few. I said, are you sure you don't want an acrylic? And he said, all right, I'll go an acrylic. I want to show you the difference between a canvas and acrylic. That's a great photo, isn't it? Exactly the same photo.
Oh, wow.
As an acrylic. Would you rather that hang in your house or this? I always say to people it's better to get an acrylic than to get a canvas. Would you agree?
Yep. Totally.
Exactly the same photo. Difference is in a canvas or an acrylic. Now I'll quickly tell you some things. My business has been going since about 2008, and I'd like to start with gratitude and thank some people. I'd like to also thank especially Martina, who's talking along here today as part of the group, also to Anita, who has done our finance for us and goes along to the group. Thank you to Campbell for referring me on to some real estate work, some drone work. Thank you to Brandon, who came out to my place and looked at some of my sliding doors that were having problems. And thank you for everybody who got their photos taken last week when I did the headshots. Hopefully you loved them and also you liked them. And also thank you to Marion, who's shouted out for me on Facebook and has also organised for me to do some photos for her over there as well. I started doing photography, I like the saying, heard the other day, last century. So I've been doing photos, and I remember I used to do photos last century down in Sydney of weddings. And I used to go along and do photos of weddings. It was back in the days of film, and so I'd have like 10 rolls of 36, have them all in your pockets everywhere, and you go along and take all the photos. And after you've taken all the photos, you then take them in to get developed, and you just hope nobody blinked out of the 20 people that was in the photo. And of course, sometimes you get them back and people would blink. So now where I've come through and I've gone into digital cameras, and I love the fact that I can actually take a photo of 20 people, look at it there and then go, oh, somebody blinked, we just do one more. So the next lot of digital photography that I've then moved into is drone photography. I absolutely love drone photography. I love drone videos as well. Drone work lets you see things that you would never ever normally see areas that you would never ever normally see, and it's absolutely fantastic, especially in real estate. I've been fortunate enough that I've actually driven around and also flown around Australia 3 times in my lifetime. I've taken lots and lots of photos from Ayers Rock. I lived up in the Northern Territory for a couple of years and did lots of beautiful sunsets up there. I've then moved to the Gold Coast. And while living on the Gold Coast, I've been to 33 different countries throughout the world, such as the Czech Republic, and taken lots of photos, both commercially, where I got paid to do it, and also for my own personal private collection as well. I've also, over the years, as a photographer, been to lots and lots of different places that I would never normally get to except when I own a camera. I was invited to go to the corporate box where people had paid $2,000 or $3,000 to go into it to watch the 100th State of Origin game, which was up at Suncorp. I was thinking to myself, this is crazy. These people have paid so much money. I'm getting paid, and I'm taking their photos, and I'm also getting to eat some of their food and drink. So that was fun as well. I also do a lot of work with some modelling agencies. I do a fair bit of work with the National Crowning for the Miss World Australia. Done that for 5 years. Before that, I did Miss Universe Australia for 6 years, and that's also got me down to Sydney, down to Melbourne, and places like that. And it's got me to meet all sorts of different people, which also has meant that a lot of my work has gone onto the front covers of magazines. Front covers of magazines. The most bizarre photo I've ever taken in my life. I'll quickly show it to you. Weirdest photo I've ever taken. Went up to this photo shoot. A guy said, I want to get photos of my Harley Davidson. I said, fantastic. Where's your Harley Davidson? He said, I'll put it in the lounge room of my penthouse. So it's in the lounge room of his penthouse in Cavill Avenue. He actually took it up in the elevator. Took his Harley Davidson up in the elevator, and we did photos of his Harley Davidson in the elevator. So I get to see all sorts of different crazy things. Second weirdest photo shoot I've ever done in my life was a fashion photo shoot I did inside Pentridge Prison. Obviously, for those people who don't know, that's down in Melbourne. It's a closed up prison now. It's no longer working, but there was a fashion parade in there. So we actually had a fashion parade in there. So I see all sorts of crazy different mixed up things. Get to go to places like I mentioned, that was the one about the state of origin. I've also been down to Randwick Racecourse in the corporate box during Melbourne Cup Day, which was a lot of fun. Getting flown down to Sydney and seeing all those different things. Sometimes as a photographer, people say to me, oh, can you Photoshop that? The answer is yes, I can Photoshop anything. 2 photos here, exactly the same photo, only difference is Photoshop. One's got a green background, one's been Photoshopped. Once had a guy that was at a party, he was drunk. He said to me, can you Photoshop anything? I said, yes, mate. I can Photoshop a snake coming out of your head. He said, I'll challenge you for that. And so I did. I took his photo, I've got a snake coming out of his head, and I sent it to him. All sorts of different things in photography. Covers of magazines that I've done here on the Gold Coast up in Brisbane. I've also done some magazines and things like that over in Italy and places like that. Photographing Miss Universe and also Miss World that I mentioned. Oh, something that might interest you is I photograph products. Maybe you've got some products. Maybe you know someone who's got a coffee shop. Maybe you drink coffee. Does anyone here drink coffee? If you drink coffee, go to your coffee shop. Next time you're having